Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today with Salesforce and OSF Digital for today's webinar. My name is Jim Anzavino, and I'll be your host today. Today, we're talking about transforming service engagement for the media industry. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm the head of sales for TMT at OSF Digital, and I've been in the Salesforce ecosystem since 2005, helping customers transform their businesses with the Salesforce platform and maximize their Salesforce investments. I'd like to introduce Christopher Dean from Salesforce. He is the GM and SVP of Communications and Media. Christopher, would you like to say a few words?
Absolutely. And Jim, thank you so much for having me back. I'm excited. I think this is the second in the series. We started talking about tech, and now we're moving on to media and entertainment. So I'm the general manager and senior vice president of Communications Cloud and Media Cloud at Salesforce. I've been here for about 6 years, and I've been in and around the communications and the media and the technology space for the last 20 years of my career. I'm primarily a product person, so we're building industry-specific solutions for communications and media and entertainment, including customer service.
Great, thank you. I'd also like to introduce Mahesh George. He's one of our technical directors here at OSF and a subject matter expert in this area. Mahesh, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you. So thanks, Jim. So one of the primary functions that in my role is to work on building connected commerce solutions for the tech as well as a media business, starting with the end-to-end customer journey with the way the customers interact with the brand, as well as touching all those touch points. I'm really excited to share my insights on how AI can help drive the customer service operations within the media space. Thank you.
Okay, so our agenda for today is let's set the stage, a Salesforce perspective on the state of service in the media industry. We'll spend a couple of minutes going through some expert insights with some questions and answers for things that we're starting to see in this space. And then we're going to pass it over to Mahesh, and we're going to actually do a demo of some of the use cases in service and AI in media. And then we'll close out with a brief overview of OSF and how to get in touch with us. So let's jump in. Christopher, would you like to give us a state of of service in the media industry?
Absolutely, and thank you very much. If we go to the next slide, please. So I sit in the industry group within Salesforce, and we are building industry-specific solutions in this instance for media and entertainment. Those industry-specific solutions sit directly on top of and extend Sales and Service Cloud, as well as a variety of the additional clouds in Salesforce, including Data Cloud and the Einstein One platform. And we're building out data model, industry-specific integrations, and then application-level logic. So what we do to try to drive product development is look at, on an annual basis, the trends and the imperatives that are impacting media and entertainment customers across the board. And we all know this is an extremely, extremely diverse industry. So there's about 10 sub-vertical markets within media and entertainment that we look at that are distinct in our mind. However, at the highest level, we're looking at five of these core trends that are really affecting media and entertainment companies globally. So first and foremost, we hear regularly about delivering flawless customer experiences, and today's topic is absolutely relevant there. So we see consumers saying, look, the customer experience is just as important as the product. And if my customer support experience is terrible, or you've got me on waiting for hours, people will literally change brands if they can, because they've had a bad customer experience. Many customers we hear are under revenue pressure. So how do we diversify and help them diversify their revenue beyond just either advertising or subscriptions or IP rights and licensing or content-driven commerce? So having a diversified revenue model and taking pressure off a single revenue model that may be evolving rapidly or being disrupted is a very important trend we hear about all the time. And then there isn't a customer that I talk to that isn't trying to drive additional efficiencies, take costs out, simplify IT stacks across the board. It's a trend. I hear about it all the time. And And this is sort of an extension of delivering flawless customer experiences as well. It's really, how do we have a full 360-degree view of our customer, bring together and unlock the siloed data that exists in a lot of our customers, and harness and harmonize that to give a single view of our customer, and then ultimately activate it. And then finally, where and how do we take advantage of both generative AI and predictive AI? We've been living the generative AI revolution and hype cycle now for 18 months plus. But really, how do we go embed generative AI on top of predictive AI actively into the flow of work and add real value here? So those are some of the key top trends that we hear. If we drive into any of the sub verticals, you'll see some other specific ones, but this sort of impacts media and entertainment companies across the board. So really what we've been trying to do is help improve customer experiences and increase media sales across the board. And that is their top priority, but there's a lot of blockers in place today. So 48% of our customers and our companies we talk to are saying that their systems are siloed. So complexity of systems will block delivering better customer experiences and increasing sales. Siloed data, and it also goes to and helps and keeps costs high. So this is fundamentally the issue that we're trying to help resolve with the solutions and that we're delivering. Let's go on to the next page. So what media and entertainment companies are going through is a broad set of transformations that are really moving from a world where there's a single size that fits all and a set of clunky manual business processes and intuition-based decisions and AI for the few, over into this world, this migration, this transformation into a world where we're trying to deliver personalized content. We're trying to automate as many of these manual business processes and simplify them as well, and have decisions be driven by data and central views of the customer, and then being able to apply and use AI in a trusted way across the board. So that's our goal. Let's go on to the next page. And we're trying to do that by delivering a new set of capabilities to media and entertainment companies and reimagining their business and IT stacks. And we do that built on top of the Salesforce Einstein One platform, which is the #1 CRM for media and entertainment. We have now added and invested a lot more into our data cloud and our Einstein One platform for data and AI. And that allows us to then build experiences that scale with greater productivity and greater savings across the experience, the engagement, the process, the automation, and the operation. So this is how we're thinking about reimagining media and entertainment. Next page, please. And we do that with what we call our customer 360 or our C360. So we've now brought together our various clouds on our Einstein One platform, built on Data Cloud, but it's starting on the top with unified audience profiles, and then streamlining advertising sales and subscription sales. And then today we'll call out a real focus on subscriber care and or customer care anywhere. We do that with personalized marketing, our digital commerce capabilities, and then a set of analytics capabilities, a platform that's a low-code, no-code platform, and then rich collaboration and business process automation capabilities with Slack, and then all the way around and going up into the industry solutions that we've built to help monetize media and entertainment customers. Next page, please. So that's what we have done and built in Media Cloud. We've built Media Cloud to launch, monetize, and scale media experiences more broadly. So we're trying to drive increased fan engagement by bringing together all the content, the advertising, and the audience data together, and optimizing the sales of advertising and sponsorship with AI-powered personalization and support, and then ultimately plan and execute and measure those ad campaigns. So there's a big focus on advertising, but also on subscription sales and on B2B media sales. And then we'll transition now over into how we support that from a support perspective and a customer support perspective. But we also do need to automate many of the manual business processes that we see and we run into in media and entertainment companies. So how do you automate sales or service operations by empowering employees and partners with Slack and a variety of other capabilities? How do you generally automate what are a broad set of manual approval processes? That could be credit checks, for example. That could be financial processes. That could be ad sales processes, subscriber processes, content production processes. And how do we streamline media operations across the board and then automate routine tasks? So that's a big focus of the platform, to really drive the automation of what is a lot of email and spreadsheets and manual business processes. Next page, please. And then do all of that beyond the acquisition of customers, whether that's a B2C or a B2B acquisition. How do you then transform and move into the service and support of those customers in media and entertainment? And how do we reimagine that with AI to scale support across every touch point, to boost team productivity, and empower that with AI and increase savings across the board with a unified AI platform? So, and what does that look like? Let's go on to the next page. So we're really using and harnessing AI as we're seeing the service experience evolve, to personalize more and do that at scale. So we hear from many of our customers that and their customers that it's difficult to actually find help. It's time consuming, and it's inconsistent, and it's incomplete. And what we're doing to power all that and change all of that with generative AI and predictive AI is deliver generative AI powered search and answers, deliver generative AI powered replies and summaries, and deliver generative AI powered knowledge articles. And we see 84% of all of our customers saying that that generative AI is going to help their organizations serve customers better. So let's go on to the next page. So and how do you think about deploying that? If we're going to bring to bear generative AI on top of some of the predictive AI models, how does that work for service work? So in the Salesforce model, we have a variety of ways to invoke the generative AI. That can be through Einstein bots and reply recommendations and Slack. And we really talk always about delivering omni-channel customer service. You can access any of the foundational models that exist out there. So you can use our models, you can bring your own models, you can access them all through our central large language model gateway and our Einstein trust layer. And you can do that and apply governance and apply security and apply human in the loop for all of this to make sure that there's toxicity detection, there's blocking of any personalized identifiable information, and use generative AI in a trusted way with a human in the loop on this platform. And a lot of what we are doing in this platform is fine-tuning and anchoring and grounding those prompts in your customer data, but doing that in a safe way. And you get better responses with more grounded data about the customer. And so we're getting generative AI responses out in the form of service replies and conversation summaries and knowledge articles and search answers and in mobile work briefings, all done in a trusted way with no loss of your data and none of that data being applied to the learning of any of these large language models. So trust is our large and our first value within the company. So all of this can be done in a trusted way. And that's my last slide. And so hopefully that provides a little bit of an overview.
Perfect. Thank you, Chris. So one of the things that we want to do is let's spend the next few minutes going through some of those common questions that come up in the industry, as well as for anyone who's going to navigate into setting up Einstein for Service. So again, Siri, well, you talked about data and AI. With AI and data cloud being a significant part of the Salesforce roadmap as well as Salesforce product. What can Data Cloud do to enhance the customer experience within the media industry?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's kind of, I think, the central question. So as we move towards the deployment of AI, there are no good outcomes in AI, and I really believe there's no good outcomes in growth for a media and entertainment company without a foundation of data. So Data Cloud exists to not go and replace any of your data lakes or your data warehouses. It exists to complement them and to ingest data from Salesforce clouds, your data lakes and warehouses, your APIs, and any of your other sources of data. Ingest that data, normalize that data, and provide an enhanced or augmented profile of your customers. So as soon as you've got the foundation of that data, then using the Einstein 1 platform, you can anchor and ground the prompts in that customer data, doing it in a trusted way. So again, your data is your data. It's not our product or our data. And get much better responses back out for service use cases from a generative AI, as we were talking about. But it all starts with the data, Mahesh, and it's critical to get that foundation down first, and that at its core is what Data Cloud is for.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for that great insights. Again, now we talked about building that augmented profile or that audience profile. Jim, a question that usually comes as is, we talked about data, we build that augmented profile. Now, how can AI layer on top of it? So how can AI help media companies address the biggest question that they have or biggest challenge in meeting their subscriber needs?
Great question. I appreciate the question, Mahesh.
Yeah.
What I would say is that, and I think Christopher had set this up perfectly, is it's all about the customer experiences. And so AI is additive to that. And so what you can leverage the AI platform to do is actually improve the efficiency of your processes and improve the experience that the customer gets when they're asking for help. And help can come in the form of whether it's a sales use case or a service use case. They need an answer on something, and AI will allow you to do that very quickly. And that manifests in capabilities like service answers, knowledge base, and how do you serve that up through an omni-channel experience so that the user can get an answer quickly and move on. And I think I would echo the sentiment as well. It's more about the customer experience than actually the products.
Totally. Okay, now let's talk about operationalizing this. So what key roles and functions do you think an organization should consider when they are preparing to introduce generative AI into their service operations specifically?
Great question. And I say customers ask us this question all the time, where do I get started? And the constituencies that are key stakeholders in this process are obviously the business. They typically own the data, they own the customer. And so you want the right folks in the room that are using and consuming the data to assist the customer, number one. Number two, on the technology side, you need the key data and system stakeholders that are actually responsible for implementation and systems management.
Got it.
And so it is a change event. So implementing AI is a change event. We would advocate for a customer to take a measured approach to implementation and do it small digestible chunks over time so that you can measure, improve, and get value out of that. So we typically see those constituents. But what I would say is let's look for friction points in the customer experience, and let's identify those key generative AI capabilities that can improve that, and then put a value based on that, and then prioritize it.
Perfect. Thank you.
The key is to have a solid plan out of the gate where everybody's on the same page with the end user, the subscriber or the buyer's experience in mind.
Perfect. Got it. Perfect. That's really insightful. What I can do is the discussions that we had with respect to, okay, how can we improve customer experience, and what are like situations where we talked about, okay, not too much, we don't have significant information. It is time consuming. We don't have structured answers. I can take you through a demo where we'll talk about self-service and how Einstein One platform is helping to enhance the agent productivity with a host of features that is included in the Einstein One platform. So what we're going to do over here in the next few minutes is we're going to walk through self-service capabilities offered by Salesforce in the form of the customer portal, which is done in Experience Cloud, as well as Einstein bots. I'll walk you through one use case where Einstein bots can be used to handle a subscription engagement, as well as if the customer wants to interact with the agent and get more information, how does one go through that sequence of steps, post which will transition into how Salesforce enables the agent to enhance productivity based upon historic data as well as generative AI based insights, thereby enhancing productivity instead of reducing manual work repeatedly by the customer service team. Okay, so let's start with an Einstein bot use case. Wherein I wanted to sign up for a subscription plan, or I have questions for a subscription plan. So I initiate an interaction with a bot. Okay, we're focused on looking at plans and subscriptions. Okay, so let's wait for the Einstein bot to load. This Experience Cloud can be enhanced to include knowledge base, which serves as a fundamental platform, thereby helping with self-service. It could be enhanced to include discussion boards where multiple customers can share their views and interact with the brand, as well as share their point of views and help each other out when they are faced with a problem. So let's go through the scenario where I want to go and identify the plans and its respective pricing. So the Einstein bot gives the customer the capability saying, okay, these are the plans that are available, standard, with ad, standard, and premium. Let's say you want to explore what these plans are. You navigate through one of them. You're presented with features of what this plan includes, the pricing, as well as the ability to directly opt in without having to directly talk to a customer service team. So let's say you decide that you don't want to opt in and you would also want to look at the other plans in detail. So again, you're presented with the main menu. You can go back and check. Let's say you decide that premium is the best option for you. So you go with premium. You're again presented with information. Oh, it is unlimited ad free, which is something that you definitely want. And you need support for 4K as well as multiple devices, which fits your business need. And let's say you decide to go ahead and opt in for this, you can decide to opt in. And once you click on S, Einstein bot behind the scene creates a subscription plan for you and guides you on the next set of instructions that needs to follow. Let's say you're done with this and you still want to talk to an agent. So let's say you click on chat with an agent. Here now a transfer to agent is initiated on the fly. So I'm going to do it side by side. So if you see, and a messaging session has been initiated, a messaging session will be invoked. Okay. So if you see, a messaging session has been invoked. And here you are presented with multiple options, wherein as soon as a customer types in data, you will be able to see the messaging summary. I'm going to extend this a bit. So here, let's say I have questions related to my billing cycle. Okay. Can you help me with the same? So we talked about Einstein service replies as part of the presentation. So here in Salesforce, as you see, I'm going to just show Salesforce will give you the capability to generate context-based or knowledge-based service replies. So here, if you see, I'm just going to expand the screen. Here, if you see, Einstein service replies are automatically generated and you see the source is context. Imagine the customer service team having to type this information individually, the amount of time it takes. Service replies provide automated recommendations based upon the context of the question which came in. And you have the ability to edit it as well. So here it says, I read through this, I am happy with the response. I can click on post and you see it is directly submitted to the customer. So of course, I'm happy. What specifically would you like to know? And I come back saying, I would like to define a specific, let's say a specific date for my billing. That is 25th of every month. Okay, so I'm just trying to be very specific. Same thing, you come back into Salesforce. Salesforce gives you, it goes and checks if there is an associated knowledge article which gives you the capability to generate a service reply, or it generates based upon the context. So if you see, it pulled some information directly from the knowledge. So that is why if you see, the source is defined as knowledge, while here you have a source defined as context, which is generated by generative AI. So you can say to define a specific billing date, you can log into your account. This will allow you to choose 24th. So I think this is good. And it also is backed up by a knowledge article. You can hover over it and see the associated knowledge article. Okay, I'm happy with this. I post it. As CD was also mentioning, you can give real-time feedback to the Einstein 1 platform. As you see, you can say whether this response was helpful or it did not. So if you dislike this response, you have the ability to provide feedback back into the Einstein 1 platform. I'm happy with this response. I'm going to go ahead and post it. Okay. So now let's go back into the customer experience. And then let's say the customer says, this is helpful. This is helpful, much appreciated. Okay. And we'll come back over here. So I would want to do a closing text and ask the customer, okay, I hope this resolves our issue. If not, let us know. This is directly available in Salesforce, the concept of quick text. I can insert it and send it, or you can see generative AI also generated a response. I'm going to use quick text for the time being to mix things up. And here, let's say the customer comes back and says, no, all is good. Thank you. And let's say they end the response. So let's say they end the conversation. The conversation has been ended. This is where Einstein 1 platform again does its magic by generating the work summary of the entire interaction. Instead of having the customer service team have to spend a few minutes doing a wrap up, Einstein 1 recommendations are applied on what the messaging summary was. So I'll take a sneak peek of it: issue, resolution, as well as summary. You can expand it to include additional data as well. So I've stuck to 3 different data points. So it says the billing cycle questions, I'm defining a specific billing date was the issue. The resolution, the guest was guided on updating the billing preference on the website to choose 25th. So it tells you exactly how the resolution was done, as well as a good summary of what the customer service team actually did. So you can then provide feedback, whether this was a good summary or not. You could also elaborate this to create a draft knowledge article. This is also something that we had discussed as part of the engagement. So you can click on save, and this messaging summary is now saved on the case, saved on the messaging object. You can extend it using Salesforce flows to add it directly to a case object and even trigger a customer satisfaction survey. So these are some of the things that is available out of the box within Einstein. And as you see over here, right, your case wrap-up time was reduced because the messaging summary was generated. Service replies came in handy to provide quicker responses to the customer while they were interacting with us. And you also have the ability to classify the case. So that's another thing that I can show you. Okay. So now one more capability. Let's say you have been working on a case and you are going on vacation and you hand it over to a different customer service team member. A lot of interactions would be happening on the case, be it in the form of emails or be it interdepartmental communications, which are going to be handled as part of case comments. So let's navigate into one such scenario, which was related to a payment issue. As you see, there has been multiple email interactions. I'm just going to go into the case comments. You see there are multiple case comments which explain the interaction between a customer care as well as finance and IT to generate a payment link for the customer. There are also multiple emails between the customer as well as the customer service team. Now, how do you quickly get up to speed on what the entire history of the case is? This is where Einstein 1 platform again comes handy with 2 unique features. One is the ability to generate an email summary. This is again split into 2 different aspects. One is called the combined email summary, which combines the summary from 4 emails which were there in the thread. So as you see over here, it gives you an entire description of what the email chain revolves around. In addition, it also gives you a summary of individual emails, what its summary was. This helps the customer service team in getting up to speed on the case much faster than traditional methods of going and manually reading each and every email thread. So that is what Salesforce offers out of the gate. So now the advantage of this is Salesforce is focusing on each and every individual channel of interaction that the customer is going to do, be it phone call, be it a messaging, be it email, or be it a web contact us interaction. All of this are now going to generate summaries, which is going to fast track the time that a customer service team takes to respond to the customer. Now, I generated a combined email summary. Let's say you want to also store this on a particular record in sales within the case record. As you see, you could store that combined email summary directly within the case record and use it for reporting purposes or to extract for future references. Now, let's say this is only providing you a summary of the emails. What about the discussions that were there in the case comments? This is where another feature that Salesforce offers, which is the prompt builder. You can create specific prompts and give specific instructions which guide Salesforce and say, please review the contents of the case comments, the emails, as well as the subject and description fields, and give me an interaction summary. So what I've done over here is we have created an interaction summary which encompasses data from the case comments section, the email summary, as well as the subject and description of the case. So again, you are able to generate it out of AI, and it gives you a quick summary if you needed to give a quick overview to your supervisor about what are the open cases and what was the interaction summary so far. So this comes in handy with respect to saving time. I can extend this to also show you how this is used in the voice channel. Okay, so if you go into voice, so you have voice calls using Service Cloud voice platform. So if you go into the voice calls, any Service Cloud voice interactions that have been created, you will have voice call records. And let's say you want to, the calls are going to be transcribed out of the box with say a Service Cloud voice. Let's say you want to also, in the similar fashion that we did for for messaging, if you want to generate the call summary, as you see, it is not just related to messaging. The call summary is also available over here. Let's say you're not happy with this response, but you want to get an updated recommendation. You could click on Get Instant Recommendations, and it does the magic behind the scenes to pull updated information. You could review it and provide feedback as clearly mentioned. So agents manually created a contact for testing and continued working. So you can save it. And this information, as I said, could be used in multiple places. Okay. Next, let's talk about having an AI assistant within your platform, within the Service Cloud or the Salesforce Sales Cloud instance, so that you can get insights about the customer. Okay. Let's say you are working on an account and you want to get a quick summary of what this account is. So that's where the Einstein AI assistant or Einstein Copilot comes into play. Okay. And you could use this Einstein Copilot standard actions as well as custom actions could be created by you, and you can summarize the data. Let's say you're on account Omega and you want to get a summary of the account. You can use the standard action of summarize accounts. And what is going to happen at this stage is Einstein Copilot is going to go through the prompt, which goes and checks each and every this particular account that is being opened. The account ID is going to be pulled. It is going to skim through all the related data and pull a summary for those objects that are included in the prompt. You could extend it to add additional objects linked to this. But as you see, it gives you a very good summary of what Omega Industries is about, the products associated, the opportunities, the open cases, activities, and contacts that are linked to Omega. Okay. So let's say now you want to show the top opportunities. So you click on show top opportunities. It again does that. It drills down into this account and pulls the top opportunities linked to this particular ones. Okay. As you see, it gives you a visibility into top opportunities based upon the amount. You can choose different criteria for categorizing the top opportunities, but this is also something that can be done. And let's say I want to make it more natural language, and I would say, can you provide? Can I get? Can I get a count of all the open cases linked to Omega? Okay. Linked to, let's take it a step further, linked to the contact Lauren Bailey. Okay, so Lauren Bailey is a contact under Omega. Let's see what is going to be done. So you can add natural language and expect to get responses. You can also enhance this prompt, as I said, further. So as you see, it went through the database, identified there are multiple records for Lauren Bailey. So it is trying to give you more accurate information. I'm going to go with the first record and I hit submit. It is going to now run my query against the selected contact and provide me with the count of open cases. So if you see, it gave me a total of 9 cases. Instead of you having to run the reports, then download it into Excel, you get this information handy. Let's say you're on a phone call with a customer and the customer is complaining. You can go out back and check, okay, if they have many open cases, then you might need to handle the customer with care. You could also enhance this to include sentiments. So depending upon the customer interaction and the messaging summary, you could enhance it to say what, depending upon the open cases, what is the sentiment of the customer? That's an additional use case which you could build. So giving some ideas. I'm also going to show you a quick walkthrough of how the prompt builder looks like, where we were talking about this functionality, and then we can navigate into the presentation for a quick summary. Okay, so in prompt builder, so this is out of the box capabilities that Salesforce offers in terms of what are the prompts. So there is a n number of use cases, be it for igniting campaigns, if you want to make a self-introduction, if you want to book appointments, if you want to get a follow-up, if you want to do a check-in. So as you see, these are all standard templates that are available out of the gate, which could be used within the Einstein 1 platform without any custom work. You could also enhance it depending upon your implementation. So as you see, this is a quick summary, which I would wanted to show you. Okay. And if you go into any one of them, so let's say you want to do an account summary, it gives you a visibility of how this is being built. This is the prompt workspace where you can update this based upon your business needs. And you can make the instructions very clear on how you would like the output to be represented. So this is all available for configuration for the Salesforce admins and consultants. So thanks. One of the things that I want to just quickly recap is whatever I've shown in the demo. These are some of the functionalities that is available directly within the Einstein 1 platform. We went through Einstein bots, Einstein work summaries, service replies, case classifications, the Copilot which is your Einstein AI assistant, prompt builder, which gives you the possibility to write prompts, summarize accounts, trigger sales emails, book appointments. So these are some of the out-of-the-box capabilities directly available within the Einstein 1 platform. Standard as well as custom options are supported. Happy to engage with you guys to share more insights. Over to you, Jim.
Okay, great. So a little bit about OSF Digital. Next slide, Mahesh. So we are a full service Salesforce partner, platinum partner. Customers will typically work with us that are undertaking digital transformation work, spanning multiple clouds, multiple businesses, multiple processes, or they'll have us help them on an implementation for very specific business challenges, as well as they want help supporting their Salesforce investments in their Salesforce stack. And so we can provide the right resources with the right methodology to help in each of those key areas. Next slide. So our role in helping customers is, one, to accelerate time to value. It's to bring the right expertise, the necessary expertise to help customers get through the transformations of projects quickly with demonstrable results. So defining metrics and being able to measure those metrics over the life cycle of their Salesforce program is paramount. And so we'll bring the necessary expertise and resources to bear there. Our job is to take the lessons learned, leveraging our methodology, and making specific recommendations on how the Salesforce capabilities can improve your business. Next slide. So thank you very much, Christopher and Mahesh. Really appreciate you taking us through this webinar today. I would just say that just to recap, if you're thinking about Service Cloud, Data Cloud, generative AI, and helping improve your customer experience, make you more efficient and more productive, please reach out. We'd love to chat with you. We have Dreamforce coming in less than 3 weeks. We're obviously meeting with customers and prospects at Dreamforce. Christopher, Mahesh, and myself will be there. So please reach out. We'd love to have a chat. And if you're thinking about leveraging Service Cloud, Data Cloud, and AI in your own environment, and you just want to run something by us, please reach out. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.